In some months, our net revenue retention for like a 12-month cohort is like over 200%.
Wow.
We have like a really fantastic like PLG business, right? With people just like signing up for the product and using it and playing around with it a lot. And to me, a lot of that is like product data I want to use for go-to-market purposes. So often we'll have someone who's like running a little side project on Linear, but they work at an enterprise company, right? And it's like, how can we work on that person who clearly has like affinity for us? And I think we're using AI to help us understand those signals a lot more. So
like enriching things based on, okay, we might know this aspect, and how do you fill out the rest of it?
So like in a lot of ways, you can have like champions who've used your product, champions who haven't used your product, champions who are just really excited, right? So it's all data, right? And it's like, how do you figure out these signals at the right point in time? I think the thing that I'm still frustrated by is that I don't know for sure that we have reached out to every lead that we should have reached out to. We realized recently this company, large 1,000 person company, said something nice about us on LinkedIn and tagged me in it. And I like screenshotted this and I was like, they don't use us. Like that's interesting. Like, where did that come from? So we start doing some research. It turns out this person works for a company that was acquired by that very large company a couple of years ago. And they're still using us internally, right? So we have that opportunity to expand
for the bigger company,
to the large company. And we had no idea that that opportunity was right in front of us, right? But I have yet to find anything that has like revolutionized like the way that we do things, at least for a business that is very organic, PLG, with like sales layered in. I hired our head of like revenue operations and finance and was specific in that I wanted him to focus on both the product led side and the sales led side, because I didn't want to see that revenue start to go like sales driven, and then product led growth starts to go like this. We have super high net revenue retention. And one of the reasons for that is that people start out with like one team in a company, right? Or they start out with like our smallest like base level plan, and then they eventually expand and adopt our enterprise plan. So in some months, our net revenue retention for like a 12-month cohort is like over 200%.
Wow.
And to me, a lot of that is driven by something that was originally PLG that eventually you layer in sales and the salesperson converts that into additional revenue for the business, right? So that's opportunity for sales, right? So to me,
speeding
like
them more
one
efficiently,
feeds the other, right?
Yeah, totally.
People have AI psychosis, which is a real problem. People are using AI too much and getting carried away with their usage of AI and not watching out for quality. And I think especially when you're starting to think about producing something that becomes external, like an email that goes to a customer. Once I have some kind of tell that it wasn't written by you, I'm immediately deleting it. And it might be a great email. It might be a great like sales
objectively,
email.
but
right? It's just like I want to feel like there's like a real human, right?
100%.
Like I buy from humans.
You're gonna spend time on it,
I don't want to talk to agents. And so like I think in a lot of ways people are using these tools so much and it's creating poor quality outcomes. And they're spraying and praying and they're doing more, right? But it's just not as good.
Doing more with less for less.
Right? Come up with a guide, like a writing guide that I give these tools so it can sound like how I sound or it can sound like how our brand wants to sound, right? And people just like don't go through the extra effort. And I think that bothers me a lot. So my biggest like people challenge is just like use these tools, but use them appropriately. They are not saviors for all of your problems. You know?